Hello, if you are a digital marketer, a social media strategist, an SEO specialist, or anybody who does anything online, then please pay attention. Because this tool can help you with all of these areas. My name is Olaf, I'm your tool finder, and today I'm going to talk to you about Semrush. And Semrush, as you can see, will give you higher rankings and more traffic. It's a powerful SEO and online marketing tool. And as we can see from the home screen already, this is already one very interesting overview in which I have one of my sales funnels checked. And Semrush claims that their RDs may help me increase my organic traffic by 28,000 visitors. Well, let's have a look at this later. So why did I need this? I have a need for good tools because I have my own SEO agency. So I needed tools to find the right keywords. That was the beginning. And although I have used other tools as well, I have seen that Semrush gives me the best and most accurate volumes, which means also that your efforts in SEO or content analysis or content marketing will not pay off if you don't have accurate data. Because to know if a keyword will be profitable, you have to know the exact volumes, you will have to know the difficulty. You'll have to know how well you're ranking at this time for this keyword. So you need big data actually to give you a good prediction of your efforts you are going to do. And the keyword analysis is one of the most important things. It's maybe not the most fancy or it's a bit tedious to do, but if you don't do this analysis right, all your other efforts will be in vain. Secondly, I wanted my own sales funnels and websites to rank organically because I don't want to pay for ads or other things all of the time. And you wanted to grow your organic traffic day by day by day by day, not only for myself, but also for my clients. So these two things are the most important for me. Keyword analysis, backlink analysis, and obviously building on that from there. So what is Semrush? Well, it's an all-in-one digital marketing toolkit. And as you can see, there are 5 main areas: SEO, pay-per-click, social media, content marketing, and market research. Let's start with the first one. If we have a look at SEO, you can see that they offer anything for every SEO professional. Kind of a warning beforehand, their plans are not cheap, so maybe if you are just starting off with SEO, then you can start with maybe some free tools and to get the hang of it. And once you get better in your job and you will develop the need for more specialized tools and better data, then that would be the time to go to one of those tools like Semrush. And I have used, and I'm still using, a couple of competitors of Semrush as well, like Ahrefs and SEO PowerSuite. And well, in my humble opinion, I prefer Semrush over the other ones, but sometimes I still use parts of the other tools as well, also for validation purposes. So with SEO in Semrush, you can do technical audits, you can do daily rankings, you can analyze competitors, you can analyze your backlink profile from yourself or for somebody else. You can research millions of keywords IDs, gather SEO IDs for gaining more organic traffic, as I have just shown you on my home screen. And nice little feature is that you can unlock your not provided keywords from Google. And this I'm going to demonstrate to you later on, so stay tuned. When it comes to pay-per-click, you can do everything around this topic as well. So you can improve your results. You can uncover any domain's paid search and Google display network strategies. You can monitor ad copies and landing pages of your competitors. You can analyze Google shopping campaigns, find keywords, optimize your negative keyword list, and check out your average pay-per-click cost at a local level as well. When it comes to social media, they also have a great array of tools that you can use, so you can build your most effective social media strategy with those. So you can create and manage your ads on Facebook and Instagram. You can create and launch Facebook advertising campaigns from within the tool. You can manage your existing campaigns and create new ones as well. You can analyze your competitors across your social media channels, optimize posts, images, and links. And last but not least, they offer you Chrome extension to streamline this process to make it even more efficient. In terms of content marketing, they give you all kinds of tools as well. So you can find your content IDs that will resonate with your audience. You can manage an editorial plan and collaborate with your team. So you can have multiple users in it. You can have some kind of a content marketing creation workflow within Semrush. You can get tailored templates to create SEO-friendly content on the fly. So this will be checked at the moment you're writing it, even before putting it on your site, so you don't have to check it with Yoast afterwards, for example. You can check content quality and optimize it in real time, track your mentions and analyze your brand presence with this. Evaluate external articles and audit your content to identify what to improve. So all kinds of content marketing tools come with Semrush as well. And last but not least, market research. This will give you market insights and competitor strategies overview. So you can, for example, analyze any website's traffic, see their marketing from all angles, identify leaders, players and game changers. You can find and follow market trends and analyze a custom market of up to 20 domains as well. Well, as I said before, the main things I use are the keyword section. So let's more broadly say the SEO section, because I'm also using the backlinks a lot. So in my case, I use the SEO section the most, but what I also use a lot is the market research because of the 200 million users they are actually tracking day in, day out. So as said, there are over 43 tools at the moment in this toolbox. And as you can see, for example, only by filtering by SEO, we already have 26 tools. So 43 tools, that is a lot. And if you know they started with only 2, then you will know they will still be developing tools to help you on your digital marketing journey every day. If you look at the features, then these numbers will maybe tell you something. They give you data from 200 million real users. They have 23.6 trillion backlinks, 142 geodatabases in the system. So whatever language you have, whatever country you target, you can use this. They analyzed over 18.8 billion keywords. So whatever keyword you are looking for, it's in the system. All relevant search engines are in it. There are over 43 tools, as I mentioned, and growing. Millions of keyword suggestions. They offer very extensive reporting, and you can even white label the reports. So you can just use a Semrush template and send it to your clients. They have the broadest learning platform I've ever seen with respect to these kinds of tools. And they have the so-called Semrush Academy to teach you not only everything about their tooling, but more importantly also about, for example, SEO and the basics and basics around social media marketing. And so if you are just developing your skills in this digital marketing world, then even if you're not a customer, you just should check out this learning platform. And last but not least, they have brilliant support and they will offer you a dedicated account manager as well, which is very unique. So when we talk about the benefits, one remarkable thing is the ease of use, because it's such a broad, all-encompassing, wide system that with all the tools you have at your disposal, you would expect it to be cluttered and a bit clunky maybe and difficult to use. But they still manage to keep it clear and easy and really simple to navigate. So you will find whatever you need. It's a very logical flow and navigation. So the ease of use is really spectacular. And it gives you all the tools you will ever need and keeps on growing. So whatever need you will develop, you'll be sure that it will be either in there already or it will get in there as soon as possible. Well, after the first usage of using one of their tools, the learning curve will be gone. So you will be more efficient and more effective once you get the hang of it. So my suggestion would be just start with one tool, go from there, and then add on the other ones. And before you know it, you will be an expert. For me, it's important that it will find me my money makers in terms of gem keywords. And this is because of their big data and their accurate volumes. They use Clickstream, which is the biggest and best and most accurate data provider of online traffic. So you will know where to start from. It will give you marketing insights that you will find nowhere else. And this is really a necessity if you want to know where to put your efforts. I mean, if you think a market is interesting and you start with the wrong data, then in the end you will end up nowhere. Because of the fact that it will save you lots of other tools, it will save you money in the long run as well. And because it saves you time, this will also save you money in my world. So just start with one tool, grow from there, and before you know it, you will use, I think I am using 12 tools of them on a regular basis and maybe 20 of the tools yearly. Apart from those benefits, they also offer premium support and training. And as I mentioned before, the Academy is a really stellar environment to grow your skills. But they also offer premium support and your own account manager, which is really special in this world. And it saves you money, as I told you before. Semrush is a trusted brand by the most important, the biggest brands in the world. And they include 7 of the top 10 biggest AdWords spenders. So 7 of the top 10 biggest AdWords spenders use Semrush. And this should tell you something, right? So why should you use Semrush? Well, I told you before, they have the best data, and big data is important in terms of not only ranking, but also keyword suggestions, market analysis, domain analysis, backlink analysis. If you start with the wrong data or not enough data, your predictions won't be any good. So that's why Semrush is by far the best in this area. And you should try Semrush because they have all these tools. So it started with 2 in 2008, and in 2019 there were already 43 tools. Today it's 2020 and there are 45 already. If we look at the reviews of Semrush, you can see that they get nice reviews, 4.4, 4.6 and an 8.6 out of 10 by all these big parties like Trustpilot, TrustRadius and Capterra. There are 1167 reviews here and they rate Semrush a 4.6, which is really great. And in my experience and in my opinion, Semrush is the most complete but also the best digital marketing toolset that I have come across. Yes, I use SEO PowerSuite and Ahrefs as well, mostly for validation and to look at things from different angles. And I use SEO PowerSuite for ranking because I like the overviews I can get from there. But for the most part, and also default, I start with Semrush as my go-to SEO tool, as a lot of other people do. And they also did a big survey under 143 experts. And as you can see, in this case, they voted for their best SEO tools, and most of the votes went to Semrush. And you can see all the other ones below. And when you look at the proof and the success stories, there are obviously a lot of interesting comments. Just by using this tool, we increased our organic search by over 55%. And so we have a lot of testimonials from big blue chip clients and also smaller ones that use Semrush to help grow their business online. 1000% organic traffic boost, significantly grow our organic traffic with Booking.com. As I said, move away from ad-dependent ROI to organically driven sales, which is obviously one of the goals of every digital marketer if possible. Vodafone is in there as well, Skyscanner, Smileworks, and all of these big users. Last but not least, I want to show you a comparison between, in this case, Semrush and Ahrefs, and later on Semrush and SEO PowerSuite. I've left out all the things they can do both in this case because that won't give you any difference. But there are a lot of options that Semrush is offering that Ahrefs is not offering, and same goes for SEO PowerSuite. So you can see here the areas: competitive research, keyword research, rank tracking, backlinks, on-page, content marketing, report collaboration, and you can see the things that Semrush can do and the things that Ahrefs can't do. And here is part 2. Unique features, for example, in social media and advertising and local SEO, and an outstanding customer support as well. And this is the version for SEO PowerSuite, so Semrush against SEO PowerSuite. All the things they can do both are left out in this overview, and you just can see where the differences are. And I'm not going to go through these as well, but you can see there are a lot of things missing in SEO PowerSuite compared to Semrush. And if you want, you can pause the video here and just check them out. But obviously, as usual, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. So I'm going to take you to the tool, but well, as you can imagine, 43 tools are a little bit too much. I would be talking for days, and I'm going to focus on two areas. First one is keywords. So I will do a competitor analysis in Semrush, identify my competitors, pinpoint the strengths of them, see how my keywords stack up, find keyword opportunities, and report and execute the next steps. And the second part will be the same, but then for backlinks. So identify backlink competitors, pinpoint their strengths, see how backlink profile stacks up, find backlink opportunities, and report and execute. And as a bonus, I will show you how to find the not provided organic traffic within Semrush easily. So let's go to the tool. So here we are in the tool Semrush itself. This is the overview, and I will guide you through it in a minute. But after that, I will show you a couple of highlights of the tool, because as I told you before, it consists of 43 tools in total. So it would mean days and days of giving this tutorial to explain to you what it can do. So I will focus on two things and two things only: competitor analysis with regards to keywords, and after that, competitor analysis with regards to backlinks, because these are the two parts that I use most: keyword research and optimizing backlinks and link building. So let's see, we are in the tool now, and as you can see, and as I explained, we have 5 different areas within Semrush. So on the left hand side you will see SEO, advertising or pay-per-click, social media, content marketing, and competitive research. And beneath that you can see some management tools like your client manager if you are an agency, for example, reports, your projects, the dashboard that I'm currently in, a lead generation tool, marketing calendar, and notes. So for demonstration purposes, I will just go to the areas that I'm going to explore together with you. So I will start with the SEO competitor analysis with keywords. And let's assume I am sockdrawer.com, which is a sock retailer and has obviously a lot of competitors in the sock industry. So this is my organic research dashboard, and I get a little overview of where I am standing at the moment. And if I would go down, then I would see my top organic keywords, my top position changes, my SERP features, top pages, top subdomains, etc. But what I want to do now is identify my competitors within this niche. So for that, I am going to my competitors tab, as you can see here, where I have a schematic drawing of my biggest competitors according to Semrush, and I have a list of organic competitors below. And this research competitors report will compile a full inventory for me. It will find the big names and potentially some new up-and-coming competitors in this report as well. And for this, Semrush uses a parameter they call the competition level, as you can see here. And the competition level depends on two things: how many ranked keywords my competitor has and what percentage of them are common keywords. So for example, if you are a travel blog, Wikipedia won't be your competitor, because in addition to all of the possible places and travel tips you have written about, Wikipedia also ranks for billions of other keywords. On the contrary, another travel blog of similar size will be competing with you. And if I'm going through this list, one of them catches my eye, which is 𝗵𝗄𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏, because they are up and coming and I want to know more about them. I want to know how is it possible that they came from absolutely nothing and now already have a big following, and I see them all over the place. So for this I'm going to the position changes report, as you can see here. And here we can filter all kinds of stuff and see what's happening with 𝗵𝗄𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏 because I've entered their domain, my competitor's domain, in the organic research tool of Semrush. And spikes on the graph will let me know about sudden changes in my competitors' rankings. And by clicking on one of the spikes, I could potentially see a couple of interesting keywords that were responsible for the spike. So let's do this. I will go to 27th of October, where you can see there's a spike, and we have a couple of new keywords. So these new keywords or improved keywords may show a potential new niche or new focus in my competitor strategy. And their lost or declined keywords might show me where they were penalized and lost their positions. So there could be an opportunity here for me and my site as well. So I will keep those keywords in mind and bookmark them for another step when I'm picking out my opportunities to get ahead. Let's go down. What I find very interesting in this table is that the number 2, colorful socks, has been a new keyword for them, and it gave them a sudden spike in 1267 visitors, which is huge compared to all the other ones because it's new and it's immediately at the number 2 of keywords. So I will be diving into colorful socks even more shortly. And if I want to know what types of content on this site of 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗧 were the most successful in organic results, I will go to the pages. If I will click on this, I will see what pages are responsible for it. But for now, I'll go back to my position changes because I think this spike on the 27th of October is very interesting indeed, especially with regards to the colorful socks. Now we have done step 1, identifying our competitors, and we have done step 2, pinpointing their strength. And now I want to know how my keywords stack up compared to 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗧. So that's where the keyword gap report comes in. Here I already filled it out, but as you can see, Semrush always gives you an indication of what you can do. For example, in this case, the report has not been presented yet. So they say, how does this work? You enter your competitors, you choose your keyword types, and you get insights to stay ahead. Okay, so let's fill in 𝗧𝗏𝗏𝗏𝗏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏𝒏 If you want, you can compare 5 sites in total, including my own, and Semrush will, as a drop-down, give you some options of competitors that they deem appropriate to compare to, based on their algorithm and their competition parameter I told you about before. And what you can see in this overview is, for example, the keyword overlap. This is where you have the same keywords in common, and this is where only 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗏 has the keywords, and this is where SockDrawer.com, my company, has unique keywords. But the power of this report comes later, because in this case you can see all the keyword details for the SockDrawer.com in a long list with a couple of interesting columns. For example, the volume, search volume, the keyword difficulty, cost per click, competitive density, and the number of results as organic search results. And the most interesting for me would be, for example, where are we weak compared to 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗏? So when I click this, I get 695 IDs of keywords where 𝗵𝗲𝗄𝗏 is a lot better than we are. And as you can see, for example, the keyword socks, which has a volume of 165,000 per month, they are at number 1 and we only at 78, so something is definitely going wrong there. And if you want, as you can see on the screen now, you can go to the URL immediately to check out what's happening maybe. For now, let's see what we can do, because what I want to do is check out some keywords that give me a lot of potential, but are also possible to get on page 1 of Google without too much effort. So to accomplish this, I will go to my udomain and I will say I want to see the options between 11 and 20. And then sorted by volume, as you can see. So what you can see here is, for example, that SpongeBob socks or colorful socks would be interesting to target. But let's make it even a little bit more specific, because 20 is still a little bit too high for my liking. So I'm going to do 11 to 15 only. And then you will see colorful socks at number 1 with a volume of 18,100. And if you add these all up, you will end up like, I don't know, maybe 24, 25, 30,000 options, or at least visitors, that we could gain by getting these keywords on the number 1 page of Google and maybe even in the top 5. So this would give me great ideas to target. So in this case, we have seen how our keywords stack up against our competitors, and step 4, how we can find keyword opportunities. And if I'm interested in these keywords, I can also check the ones that I'm really interested in, for example these, and add them to my keyword manager. So they will end up in a list and I can manage them from there on. So these would be the low-hanging fruit, in a sense that you are close to the top 10 already, and maybe by changing some stuff on the page or maybe doing something in the link building area, you can get these to the #1 page soon and get a lot of extra visitors without a lot of effort. So this would be my recommendation for keyword analysis. So now we're at step 5, which is reporting and executing next steps. So we have done steps 1 through 4, and now we maybe want to export the research and connect our insights to the next steps for SEO success. So for example, we can export this whole file. We can add the keywords to the keyword manager as I just have shown you. But what you also could do is, for example, check the page that is now ranking for colorful socks at number 14. Open the URL and check what you can alter to this page to rank higher. So in this case, I can already see that the URL is fun women's socks and not colorful socks. So you could choose, and I would recommend in this case, to create a page specifically for colorful socks, and maybe for men and women together in the beginning, and put colorful socks also in the URL. So what you can also do is find quick on-page SEO wins with the site audit tool and the on-page SEO checker from within Semrush itself. And if you are going to write new SEO content, you can use the SEO content template and the SEO writing assistant. And of course, you can follow your improvements on the SERPs with position tracking, all from within the Semrush toolset. So if you want to do stuff with regards to on-page or off-page SEO, you can do that over here. You can do the site audit, you can do the on-page SEO checker, you can do the position tracking from here, and if you want to report, you can use a lot of beautiful reports, templates already built into the system to, for example, report your findings to your manager, to the director, or to whomever it may concern. And last but not least, I want to show you the Keyword Magic tool, which is one of the latest additions of Semrush to their whole suite. And you can use this tool to build a great master list of keywords without any effort. What you can do is go to Keyword Magic tool from within Keyword Research. And if you're not sure what you are going to do here, you can just scroll down a little bit and they will explain what you have to do. So they first explain their gigantic databases and their geodatabases. And then whenever you have your report ready, you can see a lot of interesting stuff like the competitive density for ads, the keyword difficulty, search volume, and the SERP features. And it's called the Keyword Magic tool because it works like magic, so to speak. So there's also a possibility to have some thematic keyword grouping that will be automatically done by Semrush, but you can explore them further by clicking on them. And we will see that later on the left hand side. There are a lot of smart filters you can use to explore the keyword even further, to see a broad match, for example, or the phrase match keywords that are in question form, and related keywords to give you all kinds of ideas. And you don't need a spreadsheet to do this. And the Keyword Magic tool was named the best digital tool in 2019 in the Interactive Marketing Awards by PubCon. So let's start. Earlier we saw the colorful socks. And let's use this as an example. And what you can see when you are in the Keyword Magic tool is a couple of things. On the left hand side we have the thematic grouped keywords as we saw earlier. You can explore them even further if you want by clicking on them, for example like this. You can go even deeper. But you could also choose another one and explore them for investigation purposes. Furthermore, we have a couple of interesting columns like the volume, the trend over the last 12 months, the keyword difficulty, cost per click, the competitive density, which tells you something about how difficult it will be to get to the top of the PPC ads, the SERP features that are triggered for this keyword, and the number of results. And you can even immediately see the results if you click on the list. So this is what the SERP results would look like at this time. And if you want to do some more tweaking, you can do so by filtering. So for example, let's have a volume of at least 500. And I also want only keywords that have colorful. And if I want only the term colorful in it, I need to enter the name with square brackets and have the exact match like this. And I will apply, and I will have only keywords that have the term colorful in them and have more than 500 as a volume. And I can add those to my keyword manager by clicking this button and checking the keywords that I want. So that's how easy that is. I will delete all filters for now, go back to the broad match, and I'm interested now in questions. This could give me some insights as well. So these would be questions that people ask, for example, with a voice search, and I could use this insight to include some of those questions into my content if I wish to do so. And the Keyword Magic tool will always store your search history to make it easier for you. And if I would go back to the beginning, you can see that it has stored my colorful socks query that I just entered. And so you can go back to your queries and get the same query but with the refreshed data, so you will always be up to date. But let's go back to colorful socks. What I saw is interesting because the colorful socks have a cost per click of 65 cents, which is not extremely high, it's actually pretty low. But what's more interesting is that the competitive density is extremely low. So it should be possible to get good results with your PPC ads if you would use this as a keyword. And that might be interesting as well. So what I will do is add this to your lists and go take it from there. So this was the keyword analysis, and now we go on with the backlink analysis. So just like we did with the keywords, we are now going to do for backlinks, and we are going to do the same 5 steps. So we are going to identify our backlink competitors. We're going to pinpoint their strength, see how our backlink profile stacks up to them, find our backlink opportunities by doing some investigation, and last but not least, report and execute our next steps based on our findings. So let's go. First of all, we have to identify our competitors. And for this, Semrush has this Backlink Analytics. And if you go to Backlink Analytics, you have the tab called Competitors. And we are in the competitors now. I've entered my URL over here and clicked on Search. And as you can see, you already get an overview of our backlinks, our referring domains, and the authority score that we have. And you can also see the trend in the authority. And Semrush calculates the competitors based on the number of common backlinks. So in this case, we could scroll down a little bit and see where our competitors are. But as you can see, 𝗂𝗏𝗄𝗏 is not in the top, and this means that we don't have a lot in common. But I'm very interested in checking them out because of the keyword analysis we did earlier. And another interesting fact that you could take into account is the total number of referring domains and the backlinks. Because if there are relatively few domains and a lot of backlinks, this means your competitor might be resorting to grey hat or black hat tactics. Okay, the next thing we are going to do is to check the strength of our competitors, in this case 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝗏.com. And first of all, I'm going to Backlink Analytics and check out the backlinks of 𝗵𝗏𝗄𝗏.com, for which I have entered their URL in this search bar. And by scrolling down a little bit, we can already get a nice, interesting overview of their top backlinks. And as you can see, you can have a lot of filters here. For example, the links per referring domain. And I prefer always to check only one because that gives me the best overview. And what you can do as well here is check for new and lost. So for example, if I would check new, This will give me an insight into what are potential opportunities for us to have links from as well. What you can also do is check the referring domains. So 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 gets their referrals from dozens of domains, actually 7,063 as you can see here, from a couple of countries. And if we scroll down, you can see where their top link juice is coming from. And by link juice, I mean the authority that will be given from one domain to the other. So for example, if you get a link from Wikipedia, which has an authority score of 96, this gives you a lot of so-called link juice. So this link juice will be seen by Google, and this gives you higher rankings. And so you can see what the best links are from the best referring domains with the highest authority scores. The indexed pages tab will give you an idea of the best referred to content. So the most backlinks and the most domains are referring obviously to the homepage. But you can get some nice insights by drilling down on these pages to see what are interesting pages to link to. And maybe you can also get some ideas for your own pages, because if you see a long tail, let's see if we got one, a long tail one, for example, this one, socks underwear for women, gets a steep amount of backlinks from a pretty large number of domains. So if you check out this URL, you might see why. Maybe they found some new way of presenting their content, or they have some new format. Just dive into it and you will know. The next thing we're going to do is compare our backlink profile to 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏. So we're going to the backlink gap tool first. And this is the same as within the keywords. You can just get a great overview of your domain compared to, in this case, 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏.com, but I could also easily add 3 other competitors in here. And when I click on it, Semrush will give me some ideas of our biggest competitors according to their algorithms. In this case, we can even get better insights by applying some of these filters. So the best would be literally the best, domains that point to all competitors but not to us. So this would give us a great insight, because if somebody is already linking to all of our competitors but not to us, it would be a small ask probably to ask them to refer to a sock drawer as well. We could also apply this filter. These are domains that point to us less than to other competitors. And actually for me, those are the best filters. So if we click on best, it has already been applied. You can see where our link building opportunities lie. It's not for nothing they call this find prospects and start outreach, because in this case you can see Wikipedia, for example, gives us an authority score of 96, which would mean a lot for our rankings. So these could be our prospects to get links from. And obviously not all of them are valid or are really potential referral options, because it might not be that easy to get a link from them or for some other reason, but there might be some potential gems in here to get links from. And if you want, you can just check a couple of those and start outreach over there. You could also export this. In the Backlinks Analytics overview, where we are now, you can see I have compared 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 to sock drawer again. And you can already see that there is a big difference in our backlinking practices. While we started off more or less at the same, you can see that 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 really spent a lot of time and effort in backlinking. Here it went down a little bit for some reason, but now they're back up again. And there's a big difference, as you can see, 100 times more backlinks for 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 compared to our petty 8,700. You can see that 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏 is the clear winner in every aspect, which makes sense because backlinking is very important to Google. But now we understand why they outrank us in pretty much everything, because they spend a lot of time and probably also money on getting organic traffic by backlinking. And when we go to the overview, so not comparing to other ones, just checking 𝗵𝗀𝗂𝗏, you can see again where they got their new backlinks from, but you can also see where they lost a lot. So for example, in this case, they lost a lot of backlinks, and that might be because they have some pages or sections that aren't working anymore. So by diving into those, it could give you any ideas, because if they refer to some broken pages, then you might step up and try to convince the ones that refer to those broken pages to link to you instead, to some article that you wrote that is even better than theirs. So this is what you can do with this report. So our best backlink opportunities again we will find by going to the backlink gap. And in this case you just enter some of those filters, check those that you find interesting, and start your outreach. This could mean a whole world of difference between getting some organic traffic or getting a lot of organic traffic. And as you know, once you have done your work, the rest will be for free forever. And what we can do now is a couple of things. Obviously we can report our findings. We could also export this, but here you can use the My Reports section to draw up a nice report with your findings and report this to your management or to the director or to your colleagues, or maybe just for yourself. And obviously you can also do a lot of other stuff now with these findings. You can start a link building tool campaign in the Semrush project within your projects. We can upload the list of our prospects from the backlink gap into the link building tool, which is over here. We can conduct outreach from Semrush by crafting email pages and responding to webmasters via a connected inbox in the link building tool. So you can use this link building tool to really start your outreach to these potential gems we just discovered. And these link building opportunities can be managed from within Semrush as well. So you can just follow up every step of the way to see if they are responding or not, and if you will get a backlink or not. Last but not least, you can do a backlink audit to see if you actually got the backlinks or not, and if you are growing in backlinks compared to previously. And at the same time, the backlink audit can also tell you if you got some potentially dangerous backlinks. So if there are some toxic backlinks in it, you can also see this via the backlink audit tool. So that's it for our competitor analysis with regards to backlinks. And I promised you some bonuses, so let's go to them right away. So one other thing you can do within Semrush, apart from a gazillion other things, is you can have the on-page SEO checker work its magic. Because in this case, it has checked a couple of pages of my Imperial Ahrefs sales funnel, and those are the two landing pages, and it gives me a lot of ideas, as you can see. So here they say they can help me increase our organic traffic by 1,000%, giving us 28,000 potential extra visitors. So that might be interesting as well. And I also promised you a solution for the not provided by Google. If you are into SEO, you probably know what I mean, that Google Analytics won't give you details about the keywords that have been used to give you organic traffic, and it just says not provided because of some privacy laws. But you still can get them easily through Semrush. So we are in the organic traffic insights now, still in the SEO dashboard, as you can see here. And these are a couple of projects that I have running. And if you don't have a connection yet with Google Analytics or Google Search Console, you can set it up right here. But for now, I'm going to go to this project. And I can click on this number to just see what keywords this organic traffic is coming from. So here you can see the actual keywords they entered. So if you have a Semrush subscription, then there is nothing to worry about, because all of those not provided will be given to you within seconds. I hope you like this, and I will see you in the next video.